With the action moving to the center stage of Ramleela Maidan, the fight against corruption has only been gaining momentum and fast.
Anna Hazare has undoubtedly been able to strike a huge chord and a very basic chord with the Indian youth and Indian people. That's because of three basic reasons. One, he's not affiliated to any political party. Indians hate politicians, and I think politicians should wake up to that fact now, finally. Two, he has not just sat down and said corruption is bad, we should root out corruption. He's actually given possibly a workable action point, saying, here's a way where we can possibly help fight corruption, which is the Jan Lokpal bill. And thirdly, his protest is very non-violent, which is ingrained in the Indian psyche. I think it's coming back and it appeals to a lot of people. If somebody was to go around breaking things, hurting people, Indians don't want to be a part of that. But a non-violent protest, awesome. I think every Indian is with Anna Hazare, except the politicians, for obvious reasons.
It's a cause which was there in their mind, in their hearts, in their body, in every part of their body, in every part of their system, which said that, boss, we're not able to take this corruption anymore. And yeah, somewhere probably all of us are corrupt in a certain way, to a certain extent, to a certain level. We all are. Somewhere all of us are scared. Somewhere all of us are not really able to just stand up and say that, boss, okay, I have committed a mistake, but that's it. The kind of mistakes that you guys are doing are just too huge, man. They are like disgusting. So yeah, when we saw someone who's absolutely clean, who's absolutely honest, stand up against the government, against the system, and against corruption, we felt, boss, here is one guy. Here is someone like Gandhiji, who's been fighting for this cause in the most non-violent and peaceful way possible.
They're backing him on the fact that here's this man who doesn't want power, he doesn't want to rule you, he doesn't want to do anything of the sort. He just wants the government, whichever government it is, to be able to be serious about tackling corruption, which they don't seem to be. That is the issue. Everybody's come out in the streets because they're fed up. They're saying, here is a man who will come out in the streets for, because we know that he wants what we want, which is a government that has the will and the power and the belief to exercise that we are going to take our first steps against corruption. Now, nobody's saying that there is a magic wand. Nobody's saying it's going to disappear just like that. Nobody believes that either. But what they want to see is some movement, some determination that this is going to ruin the country, this is ruining the country, and we must do something about it. That is the appeal of Anna Hazare.
What is at the core of the identification is in some ways neither the cause of corruption nor Anna Hazare or his persona. It is actually the sense of being sick of the political system and the fact that the kind of people who are ruling the country and the manner in which they are ruling it is seen to be something that is, that does not represent the middle class. It does not represent the aspirations of the middle class. It does not speak to the growing sense of power and assertiveness that the middle class feels. So there is a disconnect that is taking place between the middle class and the way it sees itself, and then when it looks at its leaders and it finds them unworthy of being people who can lead them. And I think it's this disconnect and this disgust at a certain level for the kind of political system that has evolved. So at a certain level, this is a rejection of the political system that has taken the form of an anti-corruption movement, which in turn has found leadership in the very unlikely persona of Anna Hazare. But the core is neither really Anna Hazare nor really corruption itself. It is a larger disdain and disgust with the existing political system.
I think the government would be stupid to not read the writing on the wall. How far will this go? It may take time, but eventually the Jan Lokpal bill will be tabled into parliament. The ministers, MPs and all will reject it because, who are we kidding? They are the targets, right? This agitation will come back, and eventually this bill will have to be passed because the will of the people cannot be ignored. People in India are able to identify with Anna Hazare ji to such an extent that he has become more than just a man, he's become an idea. Everybody wears t-shirts and caps in India saying, I am Anna Hazare. That's because he has been able to, people can identify with him as a common man, not a politician, as a righteous activist who is not doing this for suddenly at age 74 wants power and money, but is actually taking on the biggies of politics and the corrupt, powerful people. And Indians identify with the underdog, with somebody who's taking on the powerful people.
No, they relate with Anna because Anna has become symbol of that cause in a very simple and simplistic manner. And it's something which is very concrete, something which is identifiable. He sits on fast, he is willing to sacrifice, and he is willing to fight for something which is genuine. Corruption is not something that one can ignore, but it's also being presented in a very simplistic manner, as if solution is possible tomorrow.
I guess somewhere, all of us need and look for a leader who is idealistic, who is true, who is honest, who is sincere in his andolan, in his movement, in his effort. So obviously, and who has got a lot of credibility. So obviously, this is one factor which all of us connected to with Annaji. Most of all, credibility, definitely, and his sincerity. And he's been doing it for a lot of years. It's just that, we took some time to wake up to this cause. But I guess finally we have, and thank God we have. And I'm just happy for the fact that somewhere, as the countrymen, as the citizens of this country, and as Indians, all of us have come together for a common cause because, as I said, we're just fed up with this government and the corruption.
Most of us have to face corruption in very small ways, from municipal people, from telephone chaps, from the wiring people, from bus conductors, from train bookings. We can live with that to a certain extent. It's irritating, it's very frustrating, but we can live with it because you know that at the end of it, the money is being circulated within this country. But when politicians scam thousands of crores, where is that money gone? It's not in this country. It is lying somewhere in a Swiss bank. It is not benefiting this country in any way whatsoever. It has been taken out of circulation and it has been put into a Swiss bank where it only benefits the Swiss economy. So that is, I think, unforgivable and completely criminal, because then they're not taking 10 rupees, 100 rupees, 50 rupees as bribes to let you off because you're jumping a traffic light. They're scamming the country of thousands of crores which actually are meant for development at the end of it. And when development stops and people start worrying about drinking water, about roads, about electricity, about basic medical benefits, that is a huge thing. And that is what people are really frustrated about, because there's nothing they can do about it except bring in the Lokpal.